I've been living in Italy for 20 years, and if you've never visited Italy before, watch this video. Seriously, there's a good chance you're gonna get it wrong on your first trip. I know, you've dreamed of pasta, piazzas, and maybe a selfie there at the Colosseum, but let's be honest, Italy today is not what it used to be. Crowds are bigger, prices higher, and that guy next to you there in Venice, well, probably another American tourist who watched the same YouTube videos as you did. But if you know where to go and how to slow down, Italy will hit you right in the heart and you'll want to come back every year. Oh, and stick with me because later in this video, I'll share with you that one thing that even I missed for 20 years until a recent road trip changed everything. Trust me, you're gonna wanna hear this before you book your flight. Are you ready? Let's go. First, let's talk timing. July and August, basically summer here in Italy. Those are the months when locals leave and tourists flood in. It's 100 degrees, hotels cost double, and half of the restaurants are closed. So consider coming in late spring, early fall, May, June. You're gonna get the same sunshine and vino without having to fight a German tourist for the last table at a restaurant. I've even heard from some of you down in the comments, I love it when you leave those comments saying, we visited in November and December, and you know what? We loved it. Perfetto. Now let's talk about those must-see cities. Rome, Florence, Venice. I get it, they're iconic, but they're also magnets for jet-lagged crowds, tourist menus, and 12 € gelato cones. So do what I do, swap Venice for Treviso, Padova, same canals, half the people. Get lost in Naples instead of queuing in Rome. It's messy, loud, real. It's like drinking Italy straight from the bottle, no chaser. I get it, if you've never been to Italy, you want to see the big three. Rome, Florence, Venice, totally understandable. But what I'm proposing here, it'll take you beyond the surface to those authentic places, the real Italy. And please skip the Leaning Tower. You don't need to pretend to be holding up a building in Pisa just for Instagram. Instead, book a villa in the countryside, say in southern Tuscany, Puglia, or Sicily. Wake up with olive trees out your window, drive country roads, eat at a farmhouse that hasn't changed its menu since 1972. You'll learn more about Italy in one farmhouse dinner than you will spending a month scrolling travel vlogs on social media. Let's talk food. No, it's not the Olive Garden. The real Italian meal, it's slow, an art form, multiple courses. I've had friends visit here who can't sit still at the table after 30 minutes. But this is the experience. You sit, you eat, you drink, you talk, and you sit some more. You spend your evening at the dinner table with friends and enjoy la bella vita. The primo, the secondo, oh, forgot the antipasto, the contorno, and yes, the wine. I'm not a sommelier by any means, but I have a wine cellar at my place. That's what happens to you after 20 years in Italy. Wine happens to you. Drop down in the comments, what's your preferred wine to drink these days? Don't get me started on the white wines. Maybe you're a white wine fan, but I'm most all the time red. And my preferred one these days, Barbaresco. What not to do? Well, don't rent a car, especially if you're only gonna see the big cities. Go by train. It's one of Italy's greatest assets. They're clean, comfortable, and mostly on time. They'll drop you off right in the city center. You can walk steps, get to your hotel. They're inexpensive as well. However, if you're doing something a little off-piste, which is what I'm gonna recommend here in a minute, stick with me, then rent a car. For the love of tiramisu, get the hell out of the city once you rent it. Rent from one of the big airports there on the outskirts of the city, and then head off in the countryside and start your journey. Don't rent a car just to drive circles around Rome. It's a terrible idea. Avoid eating in the main squares. And if you see photos on the menu or an English translation, run. Don't plan out every second of your trip. The real magic happens when you get lost, especially in the countryside. Oh, and some good news, I just released the new Italy Unlocked Travel e-guide. You can download it, have it in your pocket offline on your phone for when you're traveling around Italy. It has everything in there, around 50 pages of text, photos, real 20 years of experience, boots on the ground, knowledge that I've gained, how to get to and from Italy, which airports to use, how to get around once you're here on the ground, what to see, what to do, recommendations, some of my favorite hotels, some of my favorite restaurants, and of course, what to eat as well. Safety information is in there and all sorts of other things you need to be concerned about when you're traveling in a new country. There's a link down below in the description. Where to go instead? Southern Tuscany, just south of Siena. Think Val d'Orcia, towns like Montalcino for bold Brunello wine, San Quirico d'Orcia, tiny and picture perfect, Bagno Vignoni, thermal baths in the town square, and Montepulciano, views, vino, and vintage vibes. And skip the wine tasting tours, go straight to the guy with stained hands pouring wine from the back of his garage. Look for that place that's more authentic. That's what I'm getting at. Not those big shiny vineyards and places that make wine bottles by the thousands of gallons. At the start or end of your trip, here's my pro tip. Give yourself 2 to 3 extra days to do the big city, Rome or Florence. That's what my sister and her family did recently. At the end of their trip here in Italy, we were at a farmhouse stay in Puglia. They had 3 extra days in Rome. And you know what? At the end of the trip, when I heard from my brother-in-law, he said what he loved best, well, it wasn't the hustle and bustle of Rome. It was relaxing by the poolside there at our villa in Puglia. Sicily, this isn't your standard vacation spot. It's Italy turned up to 11. Baroque cities like Ragusa, seaside charm in Cefalù, ancient Greek ruins at Agrigento, and the raw drama of Mount Etna. Street food like arancini, and of course, you got to eat the cannoli. It's raw, real, and unforgettable. Sicily just doesn't show you Italy, it dares you to keep up. The Dolomites. If you think Italy is all vineyards and Vespas, wait until you see the jagged peaks of the north. Start in Bolzano or Verona, then head to Val Gardena or Cortina di Ampezzo. Hiking, fresh air, speck sandwiches, cows with bells. You'll question your life choices, but in a good way. And do you remember earlier in this video when I said there was one thing that even I missed after 20 years of living in Italy? Well, that came on a recent road trip where I drove 3,628 miles around this beautiful country, from the Dolomites up in the north to the heel of Italy's boot. And in that journey, I discovered places I never had been and rediscovered myself as well. And that's what traveling's all about. It disorients you just enough to recenter you. And some of those discoveries came in the big three. Yes, the cities of Rome, Florence, and Venice, where the crowds and the cost made me think about the tourist. But Italy today can feel packed, crowded, expensive, and no, you're not imagining it. So if you want to understand why Italy feels so overwhelming and how you can beat it, I want you to watch this video next, where I break down how you can avoid these pitfalls and still have that magical Italian trip without draining your bank account. Watch it next. I'll see you there.